Hello and welcome to the Pioneer Softball Show. I am PJ Green here with Coach Julie Huebner. Coach Huebner, you're in your 7th season as a head coach, 9th on this campus. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. I love Greenville. I love Tusculum, and certainly love everything that's been changing with our new president, new athletic director. I think things are going in a really good direction for the student athletes and the college.
Right, great direction. I know you're from Pennsylvania. How was the scene change when you first stepped on the Greenville campus?
Very different than what I'm used to, from a bigger city with a lot more to do. But I like the slower pace down here. Enjoy the scenery. Really, really pretty campus and just different way of life.
Right. Everybody loves Southern living.
Yeah.
Okay, so last season, finished 10th in the SAC, went 24-25 overall, 6-14 in the conference, but our talent speaks that we should have did better than that. How were you feeling kind of at the end of last season?
Certainly disappointed in our finish, but I think with where we were in regards to youth, I think some inexperience is kind of what got us beat down the stretch. And like I said, when we started this season, we're a year older, have some seniors this season, so I think starting to gel at the right time, and I think those younger kids that got experience last year are starting to settle in their roles right now, and it's not as pressure because they've been there.
Right, definitely. 16 of 20 players on your roster have game experience.
For sure.
So that's definitely a plus heading into the season. So you said we have some depth at every position, and it's breeded competition and brought the best in everyone at the beginning of the season. So after losing first team All-SAC member Delaney Guerrero in the infield and a pitcher in Lizzie Galloway, it certainly helps to have that depth at each position.
It does, and I think again losing some players like that, other people had to step up and come in, and we were lucky to get 3 transfers from the junior college route. And I think with our pitching staff, the 4 that we had that returned have really, really stepped up, bought into the plan, and have been doing a really nice job and are really embracing the staff mentality. And I think you saw this past week, we kind of pitched by committee and like a baseball staff, and I had 4 girls throw in one game at UVA Wise, but it's going to take all of them for us to be successful.
Most definitely. I mean, it would be kind of bad to say you don't have your ace, but it feels like they do work together as a committee, just like
they do. And I think the good thing about them is they're all very, very different, and they all have different strengths, and they play to that. So it's nice to be able to change them in and out because you're getting different looks every single time. Definitely,
always keeping the other team off guard.
Yeah.
So this roster and with the talent that you have, started out the season 7-3. Southern Wesleyan tied them in their series, swept Mount Olive, swept Converse. Had Lee and North Greenville canceled because of the rain, but swept Davis Elkins, but took 2 losses to Lee's McCray. Just a fast start, though. How did that happen for your team so early?
I think we just were ready to play. We were inside practicing for the month of January, and the weather has been a bear. So I think when we got started, girls were really excited to get outside and just play somebody other than ourselves. So I think the fast start was great, and I think we kind of hit a little bit of a bump in the road those next 2 weeks with Lee's McCray, those games, but I think it was due to just inconsistency of being outside and seeing live pitching every day. So I think we kind of worked through that over those last 2 weeks, and then you saw some good production at the plate this week. So I'm really, really pleased to see the improvement and just the consistency we're getting now that we're playing a little bit more.
Right, definitely always helps to stay outside, especially in this weather.
For sure.
Cold and rain in the Greenville Mountains are no easy task to play in. So what's been the key to keeping your team focused during these postponements and all these cancellations?
I think we've kind of changed our practice approach a little bit, and less is more. So if we're getting a day that we're inside, we're probably in the IPF for an hour, and then each group that's hitting gets about 30 minutes of offensive work. So we've tried to make sure that they're still getting the reps that they need, but not keeping them in there for 2, 3, 4 hours a day. And overdoing it. So just making sure that they're getting quality over quantity, and just staying fresh, ready to go for when we do get to play.
Definitely, because we've had some teams, like you saw them come down to the Pioneer Classic, and just this last game, Bloomsburg played 3 games.
They did.
And they had, 16 of them canceled or postponed?
Right, right.
And that just has to hurt for a team to not be outside, especially up north where, there's a lot of talent up north with softball. But
they're battling snow, too.
Right, so. they're battling snow, negative degrees, wind chills. You just can't get outside. But we have that advantage, thankfully.
Yes.
So in the month of March, we kind of hit a bump with that. Lees McCray also hit some bumps with Francis Marion, even though Hester hit 2 home runs.
3
home runs in that whole series.
3.
Yeah. So there were some bright spots there, but still kind of some bumps in the road. Then the Winston-Salem Erskine got postponed. but then come back and beat New Haven on Sammy West's walk-off in the bottom of the 7th, and Grayson Brown's home run also in that inning.
And I think the good thing for me as a coach and just what I'm starting to see from them as players is their competition and fight. We've been in a couple games where we've had to come down to our last out and our last at bat, and we've come through, I think, 3 times in those situations. So that's a really, really good sign to see that they're competing, and we will play to the last out and go down fighting. And then all of our other losses, we've been losing by 1 or 2 runs. So if we can clean up some things on the defensive side, one key hit here or there, I think we're in a whole different conversation. But again, I love our fight and what we're doing, and I think it's going to pay off as we continue to go through conference play, because it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, the fight and fire is definitely there with our team, and it just seems like when we score, it scores in bunches, because it might go first 2-3 innings with just no hits or runs. Then the 4th inning just blocks them out, 5 hits, 3 runs. We just what's the key to kind of getting them started early?
I think just making in-game adjustments, and we've been talking a lot about trying to make adjustments from pitch to pitch rather than inning to inning, and trying to figure some things out a little bit sooner than waiting till the 4th or 5th inning to get going. And I think you saw that on Wednesday with Bloomsburg. Made some adjustments early, had some good at-bats, hit the ball hard. We just didn't have anything to show for it. And then once that 3rd inning, 4th inning rolled around, we were just able to pass the bats down and have a good team approach in the box, and good things happened.
Definitely scored in bunches in
We did.
Bloomsburg. Those 2 games were very exciting, probably the most exciting so far this season. So Sammy West, she's been hitting great these past 4 games, 11 for 15, 3 doubles, 1 home run, 8 RBIs.
She's on fire.
Definitely
She's
on
on
fire
fire.
after kind of stumbling out to start the season. I know I asked her this like in the post-game interview, but has she been seeing the ball any differently, or is it just getting used to the season?
I think for her, I mean, if you go back to her freshman season, she hit 400 for us from the beginning of February all the way through the end of April, and it was consistent. And I think last year, just trying to find her swing, and the scouting report had gone out about what strengths and weaknesses she had as a hitter. So I think just adjusting as a sophomore. And she's been working really hard in the offseason with Coach Porter on just some small adjustments to help her with timing and body positioning and stuff like that. And I think you're just starting to see her settle in with those adjustments, and she's not trying to overdo it. It's just see it, hit it. She's attacking early in the count, and again, she's been on fire.
Right. I mean, like when I was just a spectator in the stands, I was talking to her dad last year, and he was just saying, like, she just doesn't swing the bat. And now she's just swinging all over the yard. It's been great.
And the beauty of what she's doing right now, it's not just to one side of the field. She's all over the place, gap to gap, down the line. So I think, again, people are in store for, I think, a good season from her offensively.
Oh, definitely have to come to JC Red Edmondsfield to check out this hot fire TU team. We'll take a quick break, and we'll look at the rest of the week. You're watching the Pioneer Softball Show with head coach Julie Huebner.
Ready, set, go to Johnson City Toyota, where new Tacomas start at $309 a month with 0 down. Drive the all-new RAV4 for $209 a month, or save over $4,000 on Highlander. See more great deals at JohnsonCityToyota.com.
Welcome back to the Pioneer Softball Show here with head coach Julie Huebner. Now, the rest of the week we have on the road at Catawba on Saturday. Then we have Anderson at home next Tuesday and Newberry at home next Saturday. How are you getting prepared for those 3 tough conference opponents?
That they are. We're going to have a light practice today and then head on down to Catawba tonight, get the girls into the hotel, check in, get off their feet, get a good night's sleep, and then wake up tomorrow, have some breakfast, and get ready to go play Catawba. And I think the biggest thing is just trying to start off game 1 strong. That's, to me, the most important game of the doubleheader is game 1. So we've got to figure out how to complete that, win that game, and then move on to game 2. And I think not looking too far ahead to Anderson or Newberry, working on Catawba tomorrow. But again, all 3 are really strong opponents. And like I said, if you look at our league standings right now, there's not one team in our league with a losing record. And I think just the parities it's pretty impressive how well everyone is doing. So like I said, it's going to be a dogfight every single day in conference play.
Exactly. Even though y'all were voted to finish 10th, there's almost not many wins or losses in between, first, third.
No. And I think you saw last year too, there was, I think, 67 tiebreak scenarios at the end of the season before the conference tournament. So again, that's just speaking volumes of, I think, the coaches in our league, institutions' commitment to softball, and just student athletes that are, again, continuing to get better and better within our sport.
especially with the spring break. Now they don't have any classes. They just fully focused on softball, and I know you love that.
I do.
You got to love
I think they like the break too from classroom, so.
Definitely, but it's coming back on Monday.
It
is. Okay, so Emily Hester, 5 home runs, 5th in the conference so far this season, 21 career in TU history, tied for 2nd. The record is 29. Do you think she can get there?
Absolutely. She's seen the ball really well too, and I think her approach has again been aggressive early in the count, and she's seeing her pitches and knows what she wants to do. She's an experienced hitter with a good IQ, so I think again you're just going to see her start to blossom. I think the last 2 weeks have been pivotal for her, so I'm excited to see what she does for us at the plate. But again, I can't speak. Her defense has been really, really sound for 4 years, so that's a piece I think people forget to look at on that side of the ball. But offensively, she's a special kid, and I'm rooting for her. Obviously, I'm not going to focus on her record, but I think if she continues to do what she's doing and keeping the approach that she's had thus far, it can happen.
Definitely. And I think I saw her do a split against Bloomsburg almost.
Yeah, pretty athletic.
Right, that's right. It's like, yeah, she's got it like that. And Taylor Battle, she has 13 triples in her career. The record is 21. I'm sure she can get there as well.
She can. And I think with her, she's starting to find her swing a little bit, and really, a lot of people pitch slappers on the outside part of the plate, and that's just the adjustment we've got to continue to make and know that's where the ball is going to be and look to hit that pitch early in the count. And I think with her, you saw on Wednesday, she was getting that ball to the left side. I think the third baseman made a really nice catch on her the first at bat she had, but she's finding the gap, and she'll continue to do that. But I think with her, just staying true to her identity as a hitter, and right now she's been really successful with kind of playing small ball and just punching the ball over the infield's head. And with her speed, when she gets on, she's probably scoring.
It's a cloud of dust.
I
think she goes for an inside the park home run every time. So, and she also has 58 career stolen bases, and the record 62. She might break that in like the next
hope within the next 2 weeks. Yes.
These next 2 weeks, she might go away with that one. And so with these JUCO transfers in Alexis Gramp and Grayson Brown's hitting .306 already with 2 home runs, and Gramp already has 2 home runs as well. They've been extra great.
They have, and I think the good thing with when you get a JUCO transfer is you're bringing kids in that have experience and a lot of games under their belt, a lot of live at bats, and I think you're just seeing that they're both really, really, I think, level-headed players. Grayson has a really good approach in the box. She has a good eye, so she's not swinging out of her zone. She knows what pitches she wants to hit. And again, she's done a really nice job to come in and just be aggressive, whether it's been starting at third off the bench for pinch hitting, but she's come up big for us a lot lately, so I'm excited to see what she continues to do. And I really am pleased with her third base play on Wednesday, because that's an area that she's struggled in just a little bit, and I think she's worked on it in practice, and Wednesday was a really, really good sign moving forward that she fielded everything cleanly, made good solid throws, was on the balls of her feet. So again, I think she'll continue to add depth to us. And with Alexis, she's been playing right field for us, doing a good job there. But I think with her, she has not peaked yet as a hitter. When she gets clicking, it's going to be really, really good for our lineup, because a lot of people are hitting around the 3, 4, 5 spot right now. And I think once those hitters settle in and get comfortable, it's going to be scary.
Right. Definitely. I call Taylor Johnson, Emily Hester, and Gramp and Alloway, when they all get there, I just call it the pioneer power.
You're right. You're right.
They can all go out of the park at any moment.
Yeah, and I'm just so pleased with the top half and the bottom half of our order. They've done their job. Find a way on base, set the table for the bigger hitters, power hitters, and let them drive and run. So again, once we kind of get settled in, I think good things are going to start to happen. Because again, the other day, Wednesday, we scored 11 runs and still left 11 on base. So 1 or 2 more key hits probably put up 15, 18 runs that game. 15
runs per game. Watch out for the Pioneer softball. Okay, lastly, will we see the football next home game?
I don't know. I have a superstitious group, so some are like, we'll see.
If you don't catch Pioneer softball before the game, they play a little 7-on-7 football. Don't know if they're going to continue that. That's head coach Julie Huebner, PJ Green here with the Pioneer Softball Show. Thank you for watching. Please come see Tusculum face off against Anderson next Tuesday right here at J.C. Red Edmonds Field.